Hi everyone, it's Laurel Beard here, and I'm here with a journaling board using some Design Memory Crafts Faber-Castell Mix and Match products. This is the second part of the journaling board that I'm doing. You can kind of see a sneak of the one underneath. And these are double-sided journaling boards. These are products by Design Memory Craft, link below. And I just had super fun. This is totally and completely outside of my comfort zone. I'll just be the first to tell you. This is very artsy and mixed media and just outside of my comfort zone completely. So I'm taking this journaling board and I am applying a very thick layer of gesso. Want to make sure that it's nice and smooth, but I'm going to be applying a lot of different mediums and I want to have a surface that's nice and smooth. So these are the gelatos I'm using. This is something I'm actually making with my son in mind. So he loves blues and greens and red and that's kind of the color scheme of his room. So I'm going in with these different colored gelatos here and I'm scribbling them onto my journaling board here. Now it doesn't take long for the gesso to dry, probably 5 minutes, but I did zap it with my heat gun to speed it along because I was impatient. So again, all the specific colors that I'm using will be linked below and also on the Design Memory Crafts blog post for you to check out if you're interested in the specific colors of these gelatos. I am a huge fan of gelatos. They are so much fun. They are so easy to use. Gelatos are formulated to react with moisture, so you can blend them using your finger. You can blend them using a damp wet wipe or even a paintbrush. I'm going in with my fingertip and I just squirted some water there on the craft mat that I'm working off of just to keep my fingertip nice and moist. And I'm going in and blending in the colors. Now I'm blending in all the blues together. I've got a little damp wet wipe up at the top to wipe my fingertip off when I'm going to a new color. I don't want to muddy the color, so I'm making sure to clean my finger off before I move from the blue onto the green and then from the green onto the red. So I've created another little pile here, so I'm just blending it all together. Again, you can take the edge of a wet wipe, a damp cloth, a paintbrush, whatever your pleasure is as far as blending. I don't care if I get my fingers all colorful. I think that's fun and part of the process, but it's really whatever you're comfortable with. So this isn't looking all that pretty to begin with, but that's okay. It will turn out nice and pretty, I promise. And now I'm going in with the finishing touches of the red. That's the red cherry color gelato. And just kind of blending that out. I just wanted little hints of red here and there. Not too much, because Lucas, my son, really loves blue. He's like, that's been his favorite color since he could talk. So I'm giving that one final spritz of water just so all the colors can kind of blend together nicely, and then I'm going to allow that to dry, or you can zap that with your heat gun, whatever you have time for. And now it's time to go in and add all the texture and mediums to these gelatos, to this canvas or this journaling board that we're creating here. So this is a stencil. It's new. It was promoted at the recent CHA. They're having a whole new line of stencils. These will be available soon. I think they come out in March. And I'm just going in with a damp wet wipe. And before the gelatos are dry, because once they're dry, they are permanent. So before they're dry, I'm going in with a wet wipe, and I am just removing the color through these stencils. This is so cool. It's like you're adding in a medium like whipped spackle or gesso or something, but you're not. You're simply removing the color from the gelatos, which is so stinking cool, I think. So it's all one layer. There's no texture or anything added to it. I just think it's so cool. So I'm going in and zapping that with my heat gun. Now I'm going in with some gesso and I'm taking my fingertip here, and because it's dry, I'm not getting any of that gelato into my gesso. If your canvas is not dry, you're going to want to kind of scoop some out onto your craft sheet because you don't want to contaminate your tub of gesso. So I'm just going in and adding a little bit of gesso here and there with my finger just to give it more of a just distressed look. And in between each of these frames, I am heating this with my heat gun. So now I've got a stamp that I'm using. I love the sentiment. I say this to my son all the time. It's a stamp by Ellen Hudson. It's an Essentials by Ellen stamp. And I colored it with a big brush, Stamper's Big Brush pen in black, or Big Brush marker in black, and I am stamping that down. Now I'm going to take that little heart and I'm going to take one of the Big Brush Stamper's pen in red and I'm going to color directly onto the stamp. Now these Big Brush pens are formulated with India ink, so they are completely permanent when they're dry. The colors will always last. They'll maintain their brightness. They'll outlast you. I promise you, the colors will not fade. And it's permanent, so it's very easy to apply these over the mediums. The Design Memory Craft line is created to mix and match together, and I love that. So I took that black Big Brush marker, or Big Brush pen rather, excuse me, and I scribbled it onto my craft sheet, added a little bit of water, and then I'm flicking on a little bit of that black here and there just for some fun water dots. And that's the journaling board for today. I just think, again, it's totally outside of my comfort zone, but I love it. I love it. And as the sentiment says, I love you more every time I look at this. So it's good to go outside of your comfort zone and try new things. And these products are made to mix and match, and they're so easy to use, and I hope that you'll give it a try. Thanks so much for watching today.